One must suffer, not just one person, but everyone must be punished for that one individual.
The Igbo culture is they're like one family altogether. And there's a quote, "Let the kite perch and let the eagle perch too. If one says no to the other, let his wing break." This is when Okonkwo asked Noah Kibe for some yam seeds. And he couldn't say no because he's part of his, like, it's in his culture. I mean, it's in his village, and he has to lend him the seeds so he wouldn't fail himself.
I agree. I have a quote, and it says, "This is my family whom I shall protect." And I agree with that because I think that they have a good moral, like, good kind of setup. I don't agree with the beatings and all that stuff, but I think how they depend on each other and how they work as a community to raise a crop so that everybody can eat, I think that's, pretty cool.
I agree. How do you feel about that, Nathan?
Well, in my opinion, I don't like to rely on people. I like to do things myself. Like, if you spend your whole life relying on people, you might not get what you want, like, successfully and stuff. But other than that, I kind of agree.
I don't like that little one community stuff. Cause like he do something, it shouldn't affect me. Like he gonna do what he do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with Nathan because
Yeah, like he do
some
some
situations you need to do by yourself other than meeting other people.
Well, Tamara, they grow crop as a community. So say one person messes up on their crop and their crop goes bad. So what do since they have a shortage now? They are a community. They all feed off each other.
I mean, some people didn't grow crops and they were like people with no titles.
But how would that make you feel if you were that one person that didn't grow the crop and then they wouldn't let you eat because your crop was bad?
I'll feel bad. But
Okay.
still, there's something you need to do on your own.
I ain't gonna be that person.
That's why I wouldn't rely on people. I want to take matters into my own hands to help, like, try to do things for myself, try to, like, gain, like, status among the other people and, like, try to, like, get yam seeds and stuff and grow crops and everything.
But it's not really true that they do that in all this their culture. They don't rely on, or they don't live by this, the soil brought oil, whatever, that thing. Because, like, so if someone murders someone, then, like, what are they gonna do? Murder the rest of the clan? Because they're all affected.
Yeah.
Well, like,
We're talking about growing.
they don't really help each other. Like, there's no way to dig yourself out of a hole. There's no way to come out. Like, no, like, what's his name? Okonkwo was like the first ever story that they had heard of that dug himself out of a hole because he had his father's horribly bad name.
You just said they
Well,
couldn't do
you just proved that
Nathan is
No,
right.
I know, he's
That
the first
Okonkwo
one.
did it.
He's the first, like, the first one that could
So
ever
you
do
could.
it.
So you can't.
It's
Apparently, but they're just
You
learning
just said
it.
you couldn't.
Apparently, so that means
Okay,
yes.
Kyle.
Okay, back and forth.
But Krista, I want to know what you think about that.
Yeah, Kristen, please explain.
Shut up.
Do you think working as a
Kyle?
community is a good thing?
I told you not
Or
to
do
say
you
that.
think working as a community, like the Igbo do, is a good thing?
Kyle,
Or do you think everybody should kind of feed for themselves? Or
I mean,
fend?
don't tell
it
anyone to shut up.
depends. Like,
Okay.
the situation as,
Don't do it.
like, the food-wise and stuff like that, okay, well, you're feeding your whole community, that's a different matter. If you're just talking about something within your household, that's a different situation. If it's within your specific family, then, I mean, that's your family, it has nothing to do with anyone else. But to rely on others in certain matters as the farming, yeah, that's fine.
What if it was
I agree with her
I like that.
on that
I
one.
mean, you gotta think about it's working together. So, I mean, like, if your crop is failing or something like that, like, say, you need to feed, like, so many people in your family and half your crop dies, well, okay, so what are you supposed to do? You're not gonna feed your family? Well, other people in your community, they're going to help you in, like, return of you, them help, like, they're gonna help you in return of you helping them, so
Exactly.
it works together.
Well, sharecropping, like, if you won't be able to, like, grow your own crops, you work for them and they will give you a share of their crops.
Yeah.
Okonkwo did.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
rich
the
guy.
community is
Yeah.
really like tight because I mean this is all they've really ever known. It's not like they could go to San Diego for the weekend because there was like, no place to really go. So family, I'm sure, was really strong for them.
But
I
the
don't-
whole
I don't
clan
think-
would
Yeah,
go
you need
together.
the family.
They're all in one teamwork.
Yeah,
It's
the
like-
whole clan would go
Yeah,
if they did that all
and it's-
together.
And it's like my idea about it was it's like one band, one sound, because if one of your band players sounds bad, then all of them sound bad.
Yeah.
It's like this perspective of punishment reveals that their community is communal or shared. The punishment is shared even if only one member committed it.
I believe this is because of their religious beliefs. Because if someone does it and they don't punch the entire clan, then the gods will get angry at them.
Yeah, and on page 30 it says that the earth goddess whom you have insulted may refuse to give us her increase, and we shall all perish. This supports the idea of one band, one sound, because all shall perish, not only one.
I can't believe this, but I see what you mean. I really do. I'm not kidding. I really see what you mean.
Me too.
Do you agree? Soria?
Yeah, because what are we in community? Well,
Oh my God.
in my opinion, the ego concept of community is that the tribe is like a hand, the members are like the fingers, and the fingers are all connected to each other. So that means like they all have to work together.
The head pose.
Good job.
Do you have a quote, Soria?
Yeah, it's if one finger brought oil, it spoiled all the others. I used it.
Good one.
It is a good.
See, like, I
I know,
agree
but
with
she's-
what you all are saying and stuff, but like, I think it depends on the size of the community. Like, if there's like 50,000 people in like a clan or whatever, like, you can't rely on every single person. But if there's like 5 people in like your village or whatever, like you guys all help each other, it would make sense.
Yeah, that makes
I agree
sense.
with
That
that
makes
because
more
I don't
sense
think-
than like the whole
Yeah.
clan being
But like you
soiled
said
for
in the
the
beginning, it was just a village,
entire
not a
thing.
full-on city. What do you think, Sky?
I don't think that it's all about I don't think it's all about community. I think it's some like it's about family too. Like certain families, if one person does something, then they all suffer. Like when I have a quote on page 57. It says, "Yes, Emophia has decided to kill what's his name, Ikamufuna," and I think Akako and his family all suffered grief when Ikamufuna was killed, and that's another example of one thing goes wrong and everything's spoiled because he doesn't have a son now. So, I mean, like when that son is gone, he just doesn't. That's not the son that he would prefer. He doesn't. It's not the.
Lost his
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, he does. So that's another example of one thing going wrong and everything's spoiled. His whole family had to suffer.
Yeah, and like they're all like community-wise. It's kind of like
1 minute.
It's kind of like that thing with Hitler. What is it? Or treatment home or something? A camp.
Concentration camp.
Yeah, it's kind of like that
retirement
because.
home?
Okay,
Go ahead,
it's kind of like that because they had no privacy. Like they didn't even have doors on their bathrooms and stuff like that. And they're like they had to be a community in there or it wouldn't work. And like Kwanko and like the Igbo culture, they have to be a community or it won't work. They can't just try to be like. Oh, you can't rely on somebody.
I
They're
agree.
all
I
community.
Like, I see
Who
what
do
you're
you think
saying.
Okonkwo
I see what you're
prefers?
saying, but like Hitler killed everyone that was there.
Everyone.
It doesn't even
Yeah,
matter.
but like-
They could have worked together.
But why did he do that? They had to. But when they were there for 4 to 5, 6 years, when they were there for 4 to 5, 6 years, they had to work like a community or it wouldn't work. You got to think like, why does the Igbo culture got to work like a community? Because it won't work if they don't.
Okay.
They will all die out.
Back and forth.
As long as we all needy and and keep all the crops and let them